Hey, Echo 1. Mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
I think you're talking bull. And I also think that that goat likes shiny things. So how about we put our new skill to the test? Ooh, critical failure. Okay. We're gonna need some skills. Let's say no. Let's leave it there. Give me some training, tell me where they are. Okay. Tell you what. We'll come back to that if we get a chance to train up. Let's see, what have we got in here? Tobacco. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Using skills. Use it on. These have come up. Camera rotation. Blah blah blah. That's an obvious one. Can't. Oh, pan. Next. Blah blah blah. Zoom. Okay. Using skills. Yep. To use an active skill, you will need to assign it to the hotbar by right-clicking an empty slot and then left-clicking the one you want to put into the slot. Then left-click the skills icon to activate it, and if needed, left-click an object or character to use it. You can also right-click on the valid object or character and you see a pop-up showing all available skill options. Left-click on a skill to use it, which is normally easier to do. Okay. Anything on here? I can hear a dog as well. Where's the dog? Anyone hear the dog? It's in a grumpy mood, but we can hear it. Okay, what's going on? Yep. Get that shovel, and let's hope we're not digging up any more rangers. What have we got? Some sniper rifles. Ammo. Deck. Yeah. Hi there, Ranger Brass Knuckles. What you up to there? Law order. Sorry, can't talk right now. Gotta clean up this graffiti. Okay, why? Even though we only sprayed it up with this for a while because Vargo said we should, Rangers gotta get the message to the people about law and order, he said. So I tag here, I tag the big wall, I tag those little shacks outside so everyone can see law and order, bam, and then the damn fool gets mad. Take it down, he said, not the Ranger way, he said. Oh man, Vargas don't know poo about art. My old crew would have appreciated it, cause they also liked eating babies. Ah. Interesting. Poop. Poop. Scheisse. Shit. Okay. He said shit. Not quite as bad as the F word. But he said it. Okay, what have we got over here? We've got a locked gate. Ooh. An armory area, if you ask me, or a training area. Can we get in? Oh, of course we can get in. Right. Z. Tinker. Tinker, open that the quiet way, please. Time for Tinker to do what she does best. Okay, thank you, Tinker. Oh, that was a bird. Okay, what have we got? Make sure let's store your guns. Let's have a look. Ooh, submachine gun. More submachine guns. Okay, we haven't actually got anyone who needs to use one of them, have we? But what we could do is sell it and hopefully get enough ammo to, or enough scrap to buy a better version of one of the guns we do use. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. We're stealing our own equipment to sell our equipment to get better equipment. Never mind. As long as the general doesn't see us doing it, it doesn't matter. Where's that dog I keep hearing? I keep hearing a dog. Okay. Also, while I'm at it, what are we on here? Charisma 4. 3, 3, 1. Okay, so if I was going to get a bonus to that animal handling thing, it was probably going to be with Rex anyway. Where is that dog? I can hear it. Where is the dog? Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. Just ignore the angry looking goat. Who seems to be Aberthoth. I mean, it's got a name, so I'm going to assume it's like a... it's only got one health point. So it looks like it's, what's the word, a mascot. Do we really want to be getting a mascot to follow us outside? Probably get killed in 5 minutes. Get the general mad. Leave the goat where he is. Well, she is. No, it's a goat male, isn't it? Sheep are the females. Sheepy goats and goaty goats. Female goats, male goats, rams. I know. Trying to make male sheep, male goats, female sheep, female goats. But isn't it funny how society tends to we tend to project we tend to project a gender onto animals more, don't we? Like, we know there are female lions, but when we're talking about people being lions, we don't think of the lionesses. They always sort of make it sound like the male. It's also with cats. Cats always portrayed as more feminine and subtle and all that routine, whereas dogs are always portrayed more male, even though you know there are male and female. So, same with goats, they're always more portrayed as male, even though they have female. And sheep, even though they have rams, you know, because the fact that we tend to breed females for food purposes and just keep less males around for breeding the food, we tend to think of sheep as mostly female. It's a weird cultural thing that we do, especially in the West. Anyway, trying to not be out of character as much as possible.
God damn it, Ace. You never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
Yes, we're going to speak to you in a second, if you don't mind. We're just stealing everything. The General hasn't stopped us from taking. Okay. Yeah, it's just a bit of a cultural thing where I've just fell into the trap of it, as I was saying. Well, because you view them as one or the other, it becomes easier to... Well, goats and sheep are pretty similar in genome anyway. They're not that far away from each other, so it becomes easier to think goats are the males and sheep are the females when they're not. And they're two separate species, but they're that damn similar, you forget sometimes. So I fell into the trap myself there. Right. Weird, isn't it? Weird, wacky world, the way we project things. Okay, now, redhead. Angela. Sorry to disturb you, because you clearly knew Ace.
Sorry about the waterworks. I'm still pretty broke up over Ace. I'm Angie.
Oh, Angie.
You kids must be the new recruits old Vargas trained up.
Yep.
Lord, y'all just babies.
Well, we're not physically babies, but I know what you mean. We are combat babies, yes.
Sorry, but you are. As cute as little kittens.
Oh, female kittens.
Y'all remind me of us. Snake, Razor, Thrasher, and me. Back when we were just starting out. Thinking we were gonna save the world for the future. Thinking none of us would ever die. Christ, sorry. Don't listen to me. Youth is good. Optimism is good. If we all started out worn out and jaded like me, nobody'd ever try to change the world. So you kids go ahead and give it a go. Maybe it'll work this time.
Don't beat yourself up. You're entitled to be worn out 5 minutes after burying a friend. Okay, where's Thrasher, by the way?
You better call him Gilbert now.
Oh,
Funny, back in the day, he just seemed like this big old growly bear. Strong as an ox and just about as articulate. But then he got all torn up during our fight with the robots from Base Cochise. And you couldn't go out on patrol no more.
okay.
Any other commander would have handed him his walk-in papers. But Vargas doesn't dump old friends. So he started him working in the museum. And once you know it, turns out the old bear has a knack for cartography. He's been gradually mapping our little corner of the Wasteland ever since. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, true. Having said that, though, we're not exactly in a pre-war command situation, are we? We're going to need as many bodies as we can get. You know, even people without legs, stick them on a sentry gun. I know they can't retreat if we need to retreat, but at least put them on a sentry gun or something. We don't just turn bodies away. Okay, and yeah, Base Cochise, I'll get back to you on that. Who's Hellraiser?
He's another one gone.
Oh,
Went out
sorry.
for a patrol a few weeks back and never came home. Don't know if he's dead, or AWOL, or gone off to join the Scorpions. All anybody knows is he hasn't called in, and we haven't heard from anybody who's seen him. I miss old Hellraiser like blazes. Didn't talk much. Didn't make friends easy. Wasn't big on social graces. But he was as loyal as they come. And when the shit started flying, he was the guy you wanted at your back. He didn't win that name by accident. Sharp as a razor. Scary as hell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to assume Vargas was Snake?
Yep. He was one wild-ass son of a bitch back in the day. But I think the weight of his responsibilities has kind of squashed that out of him now. He hasn't been in a decent bar fight in, shit, a decade, maybe?
Okay, so he became a general. So how well do you know General Snake Vargas?
Better than he'd like. Back in the day, the General was the craziest of us all. But somehow, after he brought down Base Cochise, he became the sanest. Now he's running the whole show, and doing a damn fine job. While I'm still walking patrols and answering radio calls. Shows you how much ambition I got, huh?
No, don't worry about it. Everyone responds differently. So, don't take this the wrong way, but yeah. So, you mentioned Ace in your little group. We've spoke about the rest of them, and you was at Ace's funeral, so yeah, I'm assuming you knew him well because you were all part of the same gang.
They all hurt, but this one... Man.
Okay.
Ace wasn't even a ranger. Not at first. He worked as a driver and mechanic for Farron Brygo up in Vegas. When Base Cochise started sending its death machines into the desert, Brygo sent Ace south to recruit robot fighters. We met him in quartz. He'd pissed somebody off out there and they'd locked him up. We sorted that out, and he started running with us, helping us fight Cochise. Never stopped. Vargas eventually gave him the uniform and the hat, but I don't think he ever formally signed on. He was just always there. And now he's... God damn it, Ace. I knew this one was trouble, I knew it.
How? You thought this was trouble?
He was working on the same thing Vargas has you working on. Trying to track down radio signals from beyond the edges of the map. All seemed a bit boring and scientific to me. But then Ace started saying he thought someone was following him.
Okay.
I asked him to let me come with him when I met him at Rail Nomads to give him the repeater units. But he told me to go back to base. He said he was just jumping at shadows because those radio broadcasts had spooked him.
Well, yeah. Happens.
Should have gone with him. Why didn't I go with him?
Because you didn't think you needed to. Okay, you was at the Rail Nomad camps. What about them?
Could be a nice little place if the Atchisons and Topekans would kiss and make up. I can't even remember
Okay.
what it's all about. But between them, they got enough old railroad tech that if they worked together, they could give this area a real transportation system. Instead, it seems like all they want to do is blow each other's heads off. Idiots.
People. And okay, no offense, but we're going out into this. We're taking over Ace's job, as you well know, because you just mentioned it. So, can you tell us what you know, what Ace may have told you? First up, these broadcasts. Have you heard any of them?
Ace played me some of them before he died. Hard to make out a lot of it, but what I heard made my hair stand on end. Some guy talking about turning men into machines. Or machines into men, or some shit. But the crazy thing was, then he starts talking about us, the Rangers. Saying we're the cause of all the trouble in the world, and we need to be wiped out so his glorious future can be born.
Okay.
Who is this guy? Where is he? What the fuck does he have against us?
All questions I can't give you an answer to. Okay. What about these repeater units? I'm assuming these are to do with intercepting this message. Do you know how they work? Anything about these repeater units at all?
I don't really know the details. It's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo about transmitters and north-south axis and signals bouncing off the clouds. Ask Woodson about it. He's our radio genius.
Okay. So we're creating a triangulation area to try and make a pattern that we can figure out. Make a radar pattern or sonar pattern. I'm sure he'll explain what he's trying to do. There's 3 of them, so that's where I'm getting triangulation from. You're not interested. Anyway, where's Quartz?
Man, not sure I can recall. Haven't been out that way in ages. Don't even know if it's still on the map. Ask Thrasher. He'd know.
Okay. And that's where you met Ace. No, that's where you met Ace the first time. So that's not to do with the mission. Never mind. Well, thanks for the information on the mission. Who's this Woodson, by the way? The radio genius. We've not been in the Citadel, as you well know, because we're still recruits.
Radio technician Wade Woodson? Sure do. He's the guy that makes sure you can hear Vargas when you're out on patrol. Keeps the machines running and the signal clear. He'll also talk your ear off about circuits and frequencies and I don't know what else if you let him. But be nice to him. He's your lifeline to the base.
So don't pee off the radio operator. Okay. And speaking of bases, you mentioned the Red Scorpions earlier. Are they a threat to us?
You weren't briefed on those fucks during your training? Well, let me fill you in. You know when we left the prison and moved here to the Citadel? Well, the Scorpions were the jerks who moved into the prison when we moved out.
Okay.
Just a bunch of Rangers back then, but they've been getting more organized.
Rangers? Raiders, you
Call
mean?
themselves a militia now, and they try to act like they're the Desert Rangers of eastern Arizona. Well, that's a load of horse shit. The protection racket ain't the same as protecting people. They shake down all their towns for money, and if the locals don't kick in, they smash them up. The Rangers aren't like that. We get by on donations and good old-fashioned scavenging.
And that would be why we're not big enough to have both bases, because we don't have the funding. So we chose the stronger of the 2 defensible locations and abandoned the other. And apparently that didn't work out because the Red Scorpions are in it. Okay, so they're down in eastern Arizona. What can you tell us about that region?
Basically everything between the prison and the radiation clouds to the east. There are a few small towns and farms out there, which the Scorpions claim is their territory. Rangers used to patrol that area before we moved here, and we knew it pretty well. But a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows? Maybe it's all as clean and nice and crime-free as the Scorpions say it is. But I've got my doubts.
Yeah, me too. And the radiation clouds, how bad are they, by the way?
The edges of the map, kiddies. Big hot areas we can't get into without getting cooked to a crisp. The clouds move around some with the wind and the weather, but there are permanent hot spots on every side of us. North, south, east, and west. Until we started hearing those weird broadcasts, I kind of thought those clouds went on forever, and that Arizona was the last place on Earth. But maybe there's more people out there. Maybe the whole rest of the world's just fine, and we're the only ones in hell. Wouldn't that be a joke?
Didn't you say that you've been in Vegas at some point? So did you assume that since you came over here, Vegas had been consumed by the clouds? I would assume it hadn't been if they weren't consumed 15 years ago. Never mind. And lastly, one last piece of information. This base Cochise or whatever, what was all that about where you met Ace and all your friends and something about robots? I'm just being nosy at this point, but you mentioned it, so I want to know.
An old military facility from before the war, and the biggest fight the Rangers ever had. There was some crazy computer in there that kept spitting out robots and sending them off to kill people. We had one hell of a fight putting it down. Earned our stripes that day, literally. That's when I became Captain Death.
Okay. So you said it was a computer, there was nobody else, nobody programming it?
Yeah, the base Cochise AI.
Oh, an
I
AI,
don't know what was
right.
wrong with it. Broken, I guess. It thought everybody was its enemy. Wanted to kill the whole planet.
Okay then. Well, thank you for all the information. Rail nomads, Ace, people sneaking around, things in the dark, strange broadcasts about turning people into men and machines, and you're talking about fighting AIs and machines in the past. Let's hope they're not related, but you know, the whole bad feeling thing. Yes. Well, goodbye anyway, Angela. Thanks for giving us so much information so shortly after the funeral.
Say, listen. Vargas asked you to look into Ace's death because he thought I was too upset to be professional about it. He didn't want me going off half-cocked and shooting up all of Arizona looking for his killer. But I gotta find this guy. Ace and me, well, we've been fighting side by side for nigh on 20 years. I'm not letting him die unavenged.
Ooh,
So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help you find your feet out there. Maybe give you a few pointers along the way. I may be old and slow, but I know the wastes like the back of my hand. What do you say?
old and slow. You're about 35, 40, aren't you? You're not that slow. You're still professional soldier age. Against orders, you say? Okay, we've got a veteran who's got revenge on her mind and a nice rifle on her back, and we can't exactly do the whole against orders because we've been stealing everything not locked down and breaking into the armory. So yeah, come with us.
Cool. No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented, all right?
Oh yeah. Super duper.
What comes after the end?